Hey everyone, here is March predictions. The Astrology in the Sky by astrologygenehart.com. Sorry I'm late. Today is March 2nd and normally I'll get this out a little bit earlier. It's just been a crazy busy month with that Aquarius stuff from last month still, happening. So in March, we've got a lot of stuff going on that's a little bit different. One is the new moon is going to be in Pisces for the month of March. And if you look at the world scene, you'll note that there's a lot of stuff going on in politics, and in particular, of course, the elections. So I'm thinking that this Pisces energy in America's chart is going to produce a sneaky stuff behind the scenes. And I'm thinking that there might be some manipulation of the voting going on. People that are just behind the scenes that nobody knows is in control, that are really in control. Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything, but when I look at America's chart, I'm like, okay, who's sneaking around there with that moon in Pisces on the 8th? Now, in your own life, you got to watch that. Who can you trust? Who can you not trust? And what are you doing to help the planet at large spiritually? Because the high side of Pisces energy is very spiritual and very inspiring and very selfless, where you go and you serve without getting anything in return except for the wonderful feeling in your heart that you did something for someone. So prayer work is where that starts. So if you increase your meditations, visualizations, prayer work, yoga, all the things that are good for you, a diet that will clean out your body temple. Your heart's your altar, your body's your temple. That's where you need to really go to work to have it function and be able to feel those amazing emanations that come from Pisces influences. So actually the planet Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces, so it can make you, oh my gosh, just feel so wonderful and so romantic. The physical romance, the divine romance, all of that gets activated. But fear, illusion, doubt, sneaky people working behind the scenes doing things they shouldn't be doing, trust issues all come to the surface under Pisces energy. So we will be, as a planet and a group of people on a planet, working on fixing those kinds of things that might be broken. You have to really learn to discern spirits. And the Pisces is like, what's acting here? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? And then accordingly, do your spiritual work as well to expose things that are lies. And I know that angels come quickly, tell you what you want to know, and then they're on their way, or what they want you to know, and then they're on their way. In Pisces energy, that's exactly what happens. You get inspired, and it's like, wow, that was an amazing inspiration. Be sure and write it down, because they don't come very often. You become more artistic, you become more poetic, more sensitive to what everybody is saying and doing on a world scene. Some of these people that we can't see out front and up close and personal could be doing damage. Where investments are concerned, where gambling is concerned, where Wall Street is concerned, where money is concerned, and where the TV and the media is concerned, because Pisces rules the TV and the media. So you may see a lot of manipulation with reports, news that you're hearing about what's really going on, especially where the political system is, because I suppose that's probably the most rigged of anything that we could possibly. And I almost think that the people that are getting pounded on the hardest, of course, are the ones who are really the good guys. For whatever reason, the dark forces, and there are dark forces on this planet, and if you don't think there is, think again. People have free will choice to take the high road or the low road of anything. And a lot of times the human condition tends to go with the part of you that isn't necessarily your best. Sometimes. I shouldn't say that for everybody, but nonetheless, another thing to be aware of is if you find yourself ill in any way, shape, or form, look at the medication that you're taking and be very, very wise with that. I'm from the school, of course, if it's not natural, you probably don't need it. the synthetic pharmaceutical drug industry, the hospital industry, the medical industry, all of it, the insurance, all of it is just crazy. And I've seen horror come out of those areas. So we may see an increase on conversation as healthcare is concerned over the course of this new moon to the full moon. That Pisces, another thing it rules is hospitals and medical situations and, discerning spirits. I'm coming back to that. This is the month to discern spirits. You walk into the hospital, can you discern where the germs are coming from, or if the doctor is the right doctor for you, or if it is your astrology to be working on yourself at that level? And what are you going to believe that is being told to you? Can you tune into being your own physician, which is the wisest thing you could ever do? If it feels like that's not right, you better look at that. Because if a doctor's telling you something that is totally true according to him, it could be a little problem for you if, in fact, he's just a programmed doctor who really hasn't checked your chart to see what's really going on. Or, anyway, that being said, okay. Also be aware that you may be very sensitive to what people do to you, and especially if, it's up close and personal. Try to get a little stronger. Try to take all those moments where you're tempted to go down with that gravitational pull and get depressed or think something negative or on that side of the coin, that really the way to balance karma is to overcome and resist the urge to go down or to get depressed, and find fun people to be around, find people that uplift you, be with artistic types. You may eat out a little bit more, at least want to eat out, because I tell you what, Pisces energy stirs up the illusion that I'm hungry when you're not. I'm going to diet, and you fail. It's really hard to discipline yourself under this astrology. And so, that being said, we got a full moon in Libra on the 23rd of March, happening at 6:02 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Pretty early in the morning, but that's a little later on the East Coast, 8:02. All right, it's in Libra, and Libra is the sign of one-on-one relationships. I think that there'll be a lot of diplomatic talk, P&R talk, people needing to look at their own psychology, marriage, one-on-one relationships. Very good time to focus on how you can improve your relationships with people, whoever they are, whether they be your best friend, your worst enemy, and come to grips, especially with your worst enemies. Find a point of diplomatic connection where you can resolve, even if that means gently walking away and loving unconditionally from far away. Now, on an American scale, it can produce open enemies and warfare. And so we may see some escalation in March of that kind of activity, whereas we did see some of that in February. I predicted with the full moon in Virgo that we might see, soldiers and things like that. And, apparently Russia has amassed a great army, and it was reported on the news, all these soldiers in their uniforms were on the border of something. And then same goes for in China. So it's true, that did happen on a planetary scale, but more of it's, this can be like where people literally come and say, we don't like you and we're going to attack you. That kind of warfare. So hopefully you, under the new moon in Pisces, do enough prayer work to protect the borders of the United States of America from intrusion. And if you don't happen to live in the United States of America, protect your own nation. Call to Archangel Michael and all the angels to seal and protect your world so that there is not that hatred that is not produced by the average person, but only by energies of evil that work through and use people as tools of instruments of evil. Okay, so Mercury on March 5th will be crossing over into the sign Pisces, so you'll be thinking more gentle a little bit as it, connects with that moon in Pisces. So basically we're going to have 2 planets there in Pisces, and actually 3 by March 12th, because Venus will cross over into Pisces too. So it's a lot of Pisces energy to master. And all of those keywords I gave you, trust issues, illusion, depression, inspiration, wonder, beauty, glamour, film, video, truth, truth, truth. Discerning spirits is the key with Pisces. And I don't know, the only way to counteract, to me, the greatest ammunition you have to fight evil and things that you can't see but you sense are wrong is through prayer. So do lots of it in the month of March for this planet, especially for the United States of America, to protect your borders from secret enemies. They're sneaking in. I'm not kidding. They are sneaking in everywhere. They're bringing drugs. Pisces rules drugs. There's some issues going on with oil and alcohol. Oil as in gasoline and liquids in general. So some places that need water aren't getting it in America and throughout the world, actually. And then other places that don't need it are getting it a lot. So that's other stuff that's going to be kind of showing its little stuff in the month of March, and probably we've already had inclinations of these kinds of things. Now the sun crosses over into Aries on the 19th of March. Yay! So we'll get a little bit of stuff that would invoke leadership in the realm of the energy felt, the frequencies felt, and people will be quicker to the draw, less likely to get lost in space, as Pisces energy tends to do to us. Sun going into Aries, and then Mercury goes into Aries on the 21st of March. So we'll have two planets there influencing, I want to get out. I want to do something physical, and it is a time to be more physical. But again, we may see a lot of trigger-happy activity going on. Of course, that that full moon on the 23rd in Libra, it just really makes me nervous. Like there's going to be some violent shakeups that really hit us up close and personal, and forces us to take a look at it. Now Saturn, that cold planet in our solar system, the coldest, that blocks and teaches us our lessons and tells us to be on time and to take responsibility, is going to go retrograde in Sagittarius on the 25th of March at 2 a.m. in the morning, Mountain Standard Time. Saturn is our teacher, but it also is the bearer of our karma, so it can tend to block. And if it is on any of your planets, give me a call to find out if that's true, and let's check it out. You can actually text me, Astrology, my astrologygenehart.com is my website, but my text, that. 406-599-3934. Go ahead and text me, and I'll see what it's doing in your chart, because that's pretty significant. When Saturn goes retrograde, it kind of like for that whole week of the 25th will be hovering on that degree that it's going retrograde in. And, and that is in the sign Sagittarius. So where Sagittarius is in your chart is where it's going to activate a holdup, a little bit of blockage, a slow down. And the only way to counteract that is truly to work hard, discipline yourself, and focus on what you want to achieve. Now, Sagittarius usually deals with foreigners, so I'm thinking, oh my God, we're going to be forced into some sort of situation with a foreign element on the United States of America's scale. That being said, and you can always call Archangel Michael to bind the negative influences of Saturn and Sagittarius going retrograde on March 25th. And to keep us safe from the negative influence that it can be about and the blocks. And instead, see flow happening. And if you feel blocked and stopped up, Saturn is doing something to you. It does rule the bones, the teeth, the hardened parts of your body. So take care. Go to your dentist. Take care of your body. See your great chiropractic friends. And I think that's all for the month of March. And hope you enjoy this little look ahead, a month at a time. And let's look at you a month at a time ahead and see exactly where these planets fall in your chart so we can define what you're experiencing up close and personal. All right, take care of yourself. I hope you enjoyed this. Questions, text me. See ya.